Hey friends, my name is Ron Segal, and on this video, I'm going to give you a crash course on Relume new AI site builder, which in my opinion is just groundbreaking and already changes the way I build websites for clients. To me, this is the proof that AI is already making our lives as designer much better. It's not replacing us, but it's giving us superpower. So I'm going to show you how we're going to use this tool to create sitemap, turn those sitemap into wireframes, take these wireframes into Figma, design them, and then take all of this into Webflow to fully develop the website super quick. Let's dive into it. So for those of you who've never heard about Relume, Relume started off basically as a component library for Webflow, meaning they provide you with a lot of components so you can just copy paste and start your projects faster. But what we're gonna look at today is really their new site generator. So let's see how that works. So I have a new project here and we're starting off with a sitemap. If you don't know what a sitemap is, it's basically a diagram that shows you the structure of the website, what pages and sections you have, which is a really important step in the web design process because you want to share with your clients what does the structure of the website going to look like so that you can get feedback before you're diving into design. So let's see how that helps us. So we start off with a prompt. So here we're going to do a website for a yoga studio. So I wrote in the prompt, yoga studio called Flogo is a premium yoga studio famous for its amazing instructor and live-in classes. How many pages? I don't know. I'm going to change this later on. So I don't care about this right now. I'm going to hit generate and see what the AI does for me. Okay, so in a matter of a few seconds, basically we got a structure for our homepage, which we'll look at in a second, and also suggestion for other pages, about page, classes, and then a class detail inside of all of the classes, instructors, profile, and contact us. So this actually makes really good sense in terms of structure for a yoga studio website. Let's go ahead and see what are the sections for the homepage. So navbar. Hero section that promotes premium yoga studio experience with an engaging hero image and a brief introduction of Flogo. Then feature section highlights an amazing instructor and their expertise. And then you can see all of the different sections, and it really makes sense in terms of the structure for the homepage, testimonials, call to action, and this is really great. So let's also go ahead and generate all of the section for the rest of the pages. So I'm going to hit here, continue generating pages. Okay, so now the AI has finished creating all of the section for the rest of the website. And as you can see, it really makes sense. It already tells me what needs to be in each kind of section. So for the instructors, introduce instructors with a brief overview of the yoga instructors, team section. I'm going to show a grid of the instructor profiles and then some reviews. So it really makes sense. Now this is already really great, and basically I could go ahead and share this. If I want to share this here, I can share a copy link with my clients, or I can move this into Figma if they want to comment and stuff like that. In my case, before we go ahead and move to the next step of the design, I actually want to review this because I don't know, I think this homepage a little bit too long for my liking, although it does make sense. Let's review it and let's see if we really need everything here. So hero section, obviously we need that. Feature section that highlights the amazing instructors, all right. And then features showcase benefits of joining the live studio. Actually, I don't want this, so I'm going to click this and I'm going to delete this section. Then gallery, display a gallery of images showing the studio ambience. Probably a good thing. Testimonial, actually a good idea. Call to action, encourage visitor to sign up for a free trial class. All right. Early access section, promote early access to special events. Now we don't really need that. Let me delete that. And then team section, team behind Flogo. I don't want this on the homepage, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I think the homepage is good right now. I'm not going to worry about the other pages right now because I just want to show you how I'm moving into the next part of the process. So once I've got the sitemap ready and shared it with my clients and clients approved it, it's time to move to the next step in the process, which is turning this into a high fidelity, or actually just wireframes. So up here on the top, I'm going to click wireframes, and then the AI is actually going to turn all of that and going to use Relume's component to actually use real design components, or at least wireframes of components, and write the copy for them. So let's see what we get at this point. Okay, so the AI has finished doing its magic, and now we can start exploring what we have here. So now we have full-on wireframes that already have copywriting that was written by the AI. So in this case, we have this hero section, experience the ultimate yoga journey at Flogo. And then we have this meet our expert yoga instructors. And then we have image gallery. And then we have this testimonial and then call to action. So that looks good. But here's the really amazing thing here. Because this is part of Relume's component library, I can actually click on this hero section and say, you know what? I don't want this hero section. I can actually choose a different component. So when I'm clicking on it, I can see that this is the hero section, and I can choose a different components. Right now, you can see we're using header 1, and I can click here, replace component, and it's going to give me a ton of other layouts for this component, right? It might be, maybe I want the image below, maybe I want this kind of a layout. I can just pick whatever I want. Now in this case, I'm going to leave this. Let me see if I want to change this, because for the hero, this looks good, but I don't want two sections to look too similar. So let me replace this one where it's basically meet the amazing instructor. And maybe let's pick something with like 3 or a few images, because maybe I want to show a few of the team members or something like that. Let me see if I have something different here. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll have kind of like a group photo of the instructors or something like this. Note that the AI is rewriting a whole new copy right now, and it's telling us experience, the expertise of amazing yoga instructor, and everything makes sense. Everything makes complete sense. All right, so now I have this. This component looks good. What else do we have here? Image gallery. Let me see what other image galleries we have here. Maybe I want a different image gallery. So we have this layout. We have kind of like a grid. We have this one. Actually, let me choose this one. 1 big one and 2 horizontal one. Sounds nice. Image showcase. That's actually not a really good copy for this. And one thing I can do is I can actually replace the copy, right? So in this case, it says gallery section, display gallery section showcasing the studio's ambience. And if I want to, maybe I'll write here immersive imagery to let people experience the studio. So maybe if I write something like this and I do regenerate copy, it's going to do something a little bit more inspirational. Now, it did do step into our world and experience the studio firsthand. Well, I'm going to change the copy later on when we're going to move to the design. Now we have testimonial. So this is kind of like a boring testimonial. Let me see if we have a more interesting component here. So I can have like these three testimonials, or maybe a slider. Yeah, let me do a slider here with an image. So that's what we're going to use. So we can slide between multiple testimonials, discover the Flogo experience. Maybe we'll use something else, maybe like with a background image, but centered text. Yeah, this looks like nice. I'm going to choose this one, and it's going to replace it. Fantastic. Of course, I can change the footer as well, but this looks good. Okay, of course, if this was a real website, I would go ahead and work through all of the pages and all of the sections. But for this demo, I just want to do the homepage. And we do have already a finished wireframing of the homepage. Now, certain people might take this wireframe as it is, copy it to Webflow and start developing it, but I want to design it. I feel more freely to explore different designs and stuff like that. I like to design in Figma, so I want to take this into Figma. Now, the way to do this, to take this into Figma, and the best way to work with it is to start out with, Relume provides a Figma starter kit that already have all the components and the style guides, and in a second I'll show you why this makes editing the wireframe so much easier. So first step is to go ahead and duplicate this file, which I've already go ahead and went and did it here. So this is how basically the website, the template looks like. It has all of the components. It has, you can see here, all of the different components, which again, we don't necessarily need right now because we already have the ones that we want in the design, but it has the style guide, which is this, and this is where we're gonna actually edit how the whole template looks like. So this is going to be important. So I went ahead and created a new page here in the Figma template, and I brought in kind of like the style or mood board of the website that I want to use. I've created a bunch of images with Midjourney for a yoga studio. Also mentioned to kind of make them look like part of the same photo shoot by always using kind of like earth tones and like a wooden floor. I always kept part of the same words to create kind of like consistency within the imagery. And I brought in a simple color palette, some shapes that we can use in the design, and also picked this font from Google Font, Bacasime and Tick. So we'll try to use that. Okay, now the way that I'm going to import the wireframe into Figma is by using the Relume plugin. So I got it right here. Let me open that up. And basically what I have here is I have my project here. By the way, I didn't name my project, but I guess if I was in here, I want to name this, let's call this Yoga Studio Demo, and probably kind of like save this. And then if I do, maybe I do export to Figma. Basically tells me to install the plugin. But let me see if I do resync, kind of adds the names here. Yeah, Yoga Studio Demo. So you see the name of the website is here, and I can add the sitemap and I can add the wireframes. Actually, I don't want to add all of the wireframes. Let me click this. I can see all of the different pages here. So I'm just going to add the wireframes because I just want to do the home page for this demo. So let me do add wireframe, and bam. It's adding everything here. You can see the AI is still working on writing all of the copy. You can see it live, takes a few seconds. And when it finishes, yep, pages added to the canvas. And there we go. We have it right here. Let's close the plugin. And we haven't even this menu, which is a little bit, this menu is a little bit too crazy for the website that we have, but we have the rest of the website, the rest of the wireframe exactly like we had it inside of the Relume site builder. And we also have here all of the components are mobile responsive, so we already have kind of like the mobile design ready here so that we can see how that looks as well. So what I'm going to do right now is first I'm going to select all of these. I'm not going to do I don't mind about the mobile right now. I'm just going to look at the desktop. And you can see that all of these are purple because they are already connected to all of the components in this file. I don't want them to be connected because I want to edit them. So I'm basically selecting all of them and doing detach instance. So now we have all of them. For example, here in my, and I want to ungroup these two homes because in this, when I'm selecting this nav bar, for example, I want to hide this mega menu that was just here. So you can see I can hide it. And because the whole page is set to auto layout, it basically kind of like rearranges everything correct. Okay, so now I've got the wireframes. Now I probably want to start designing it. So let's see how we're going to do that. The first thing that I want to do is change all of the typography to the type that we want, right? And then I'll start setting up colors and stuff like that. So now the style guide that we have here, it becomes really, really helpful. So if I go to something like heading 1, I can go ahead here and edit that. And instead of Roboto, I can look for the Bacasime and Tick. Yep, this is, let me see, not bold, just regular. And now we can see it here. Now I don't know if this is big enough or maybe I want to change the sizing later, but the first thing I want to do is just kind of like edit all of the fonts here, Bacasime, just to change all of the titles. So let's see, I don't know if I need all of them, but at least 1 through 3, and then we'll see if we need to edit more of them. All right, change the style guide here. Let's go back into our Yoga Design Studio. Already you can see that we have all of our headings updated with the correct fonts. That's great. Again, now I might want to do kind of like think about the sizing a little bit. So I'm going to edit it a little bit because I want to tighten up 120% line height is a little bit too much for this type of heading. I can change it to 100. I think it looks better. Experience the ultimate yoga journey at Flogo. I also like my titles, by the way. I'm going to edit this. I like my titles to have this one, title case. So every first letter is kind of like uppercase. I think it looks better. So this is already starting to kind of like shape up. Now perhaps I want something like, let's bring the colors here and try to see maybe this header section, maybe I want it to have a different background color. So how about, so now we already have in the library these colors, and maybe I want to change them up a little bit, right? So instead of the white, we want maybe to have these kind of like beige colors. So let me see, maybe we want to edit this, or maybe let's just deselect it or disconnect it from the actual colors, and I can just pick this color. So this looks good. Let's think about the buttons for a second. So the buttons, I can already also see them. Actually, let's add the colors to the library so that I have the colors here. Libraries, let's add this color. Let's call it brown, so I can reuse it. Okay, and then this one is going to be beige. Let's add it here. Beige. And then this is going to be dark, I guess. Dark brown. All right. In my style guide, I'm going to go and see how the buttons look like. In this case, I actually do want to keep using the component that we have here. I just want to change the color. I don't want an outline. So let's remove the outline and let's add a bunch of round corners to make the button looks like this. Yeah, and I think this looks much more fitting to a yoga website. We can also do this here. Let's do this here, and instead of black for the outline, let's pick the brown. And let's see how that looks like on the design. Okay, so that looks better. Now we probably want to start changing the images and stuff like that. And in that case, maybe I want to use this as kind of like a mask. So maybe I'll select them like this, use as a mask. Use as a mask, not this way, but that way, not this way. But that way. And yep, that looks good. Maybe I'll even bring this here as kind of like a little bit of a different element. So now this is, so I think this can be like a nice yoga vibe image here. And let me actually turn this into, let me use this image instead of this placeholder image that we have here. And now we have this image right here. We can make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now you see how we can go ahead and design this whole wireframe that we have here. And once we are finished, our next step is going to go ahead and develop it in Webflow. So to do that, we actually can paste the whole thing from the Relume site builder. We can just copy it inside Webflow, just the same as we've done in Figma. So the way to do that is basically we can go ahead here, select this page, and do copy to Webflow. Now it's going to suggest that we paste this quite the same like we did in the Figma library. Paste it inside of their clonable, which already includes their style guide. So very similar. They have a template page which you can get for free. Clone it and then start building from here. So let's go ahead and copy that. Got it. Okay. So this is now copied. I guess it was copied, right? Command C, got it. All right, copy to clipboard. I'm going to go here into my body and I'm going to paste this whole thing here. And basically, ba-bam, now we have the page built inside Webflow, including, this menu that works, including this testimonial slider that just works. And the only thing left to do right now is to go ahead and implement the design that we decided on in Figma, right? The font, export the images right now, and go ahead and replace them right here in the style guide, and basically replace them right here inside of the Webflow build. And that's it. We are done. And in a matter of, what was it? Minutes, just a few minutes. I think this is incredible. And I think this is going to make my design process so much faster in the future. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this new tool, because personally, I'm already using this for client work and it really, really makes my work so much faster. I'm really excited about this. Everybody's taking about AI taking our jobs, but this is for me a proof that AI is not taking my job, but it's making it way more efficient, and it's leveraging my knowledge of how to build a website to allow me to do better work for clients faster. I'm really excited. Check out Relume's site builder below, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.